You know, the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, they're not doing what the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai asked them to do. That's hell. That's the pit. That's where we at. With them that go down to the pit, that thou be not inhabited, and I shall set glory in the land of the living. It says in verse 21, I will make thee a terror, and thou, okay, but verse 20, what I was getting at, that he's going to cast them out that state of their heaven. He's going to cast them out of that glory, that heaven that they in. He's going to put them down in the pit, which he's going to cast them out of heaven into hell. That's all that is saying. All right, let's go to Isaiah 14, and let's start at 13. Now, let's get into this, you know, this Satan, this Lucifer being cast out of hell, out of heaven into hell. And that's all the same thing, man. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. You know, when they talk about this Lucifer being cast out of heaven into hell, that's the so-called white man. These red Hebrew Edomites today, they in their heaven, but they're going to be cast down into hell. They're going to lose their power, and then we going from hell back to heaven into our power. The elect of Israel, the 144,000 and the 1/3. All right, 13. Isaiah chapter 14. Did I say 14? Yeah, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13. It says, For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will set also upon the mountain, upon the mount of the congregation, in the sides of the north. When it says in the sides of the north, that means a far east, a far off. That's what it means. It means a far off. And right now, that's where we at. We in the north. This is the north. This is North America. And according to the maps or the globe, you know, North America is in the north of everything. So we are far off in the north. This is considered the north. And so he says that he was going to, he says, verse 13 again, Isaiah 14, 13. For thou hast said in thy heart. Now they said this in their heart. This is called pride. I will ascend into heaven. So he said, I will ascend into heaven. So this can't be Satan, the so-called devil, the so-called, you know, spiritual demon Satan. This can't be the spiritual demon Satan who said he's going to ascend into heaven. For Yahweh Shai told you there's nobody, as a matter of fact, let me get that out the way so we can go ahead and kill that myth. Hold on. Let's go here. No one has ever ascended into heaven. All right, and this is the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 13. Let's get that out the way, that somebody has been ascended and descended out of heaven. That has never happened. The only person that ever did that is who? Yahweh Shai. Was it 3 and 13? John 3:13. And okay, yeah, the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 13. And no man had ascended up to heaven, but thee that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. So Yahweh Shai said that nobody has ever went into heaven, ascended into heaven or descended from heaven, but the Son of Man, which is him. So the Most High has never kicked nobody out of heaven. So that's why you got to get these myths out of your head, this sci-fi, this E.T. alien thing out of your head, man. This E.T. foam home shit out your head. This is talking literally about us cast out of heaven into hell, cast out of rulership into the disgrace, into a low state, into a low, homeless, poor, starving state, which is what we in now. So let's get that out the way. Verse 13, Isaiah 14, 13. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. So he was so powerful. He said he's going to put himself as the chosen people. He's going to make himself the power, or Yahweh, God. He's going to make himself the power of everything. He's going to be a God. This is what the so-called white man said, the red Hebrew Edomite. He's going to ascend into heaven, which he did into an extent, into a part of heaven. 2 levels of heaven. He went from, he's in rulership, that's heaven, and then he went up into the heavens and got a space station. So he did that. He has a space station up there, which is which is in our heaven. It's not outside of Van Allen belt. He's not up there in the so-called space where they say Mars and all this shit is at. He's not up there because it's a dome. It's a Van Allen belt, a thing of radiation that they can't even penetrate. So he's under this Van Allen belt. Google Van Allen belt. They'll tell you what it is. All right. He said, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. So he said he's going to exalt his throne above Yahweh. He's going to make everybody think that he is God himself. And that's why he came with that white picture, that so-called white picture of Caesar Borgia, who they call Jesus Christ. That's him exalting himself over Yahweh Shah, over the power. He's saying that he's God. He got y'all bowing down to this white image. He's in power. He's in heaven. And so now y'all believe that he's your God. That's why y'all fear the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite. He got you thinking that he's God. That's where that white image come of the Messiah. So-called white image. I was set upon the mountain of the congregation. That means he's going to be over the people. The people is the congregation. He's over the whole world. He's over. You missed that. The so-called white man is over all these nations. He rules the world. He rules this world. Let's, matter of fact, let's go. Oh man, let's go to Job. What is it, Job 30 and 30? I think. No, let me see. Give me a second. These strips just popping up into my head, man. All righty. So let's go here to Job 9 and 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. That's like I was saying, which is the judges is who? You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American. He covered your face. He told you that you was Africans. You know, he told you that you was Hispanics or Native Americans. He covered the faces of the judges. And it said the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Who was that? The so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite. He's ruling the earth. He said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. If not, where and who is he? Thank you. That's a rhetorical question from Yahweh Baba Shem Yahweh Shah. So let's get back into this thing, man. And he says, I was set upon the mountain of the congregation. So he's sitting upon the mountain of the congregation. First of all, he's sitting over you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you Israelites. And then the congregation, all the other nations. So-called white man is the leader of all these nations. That's why the Bible said the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. He's ruling the world. And he got you thinking that the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh Baba Shem Yahweh Shah ain't shit. And that we are a different nation than what we are. He got you thinking we came from Ham. He got you thinking we Hamites when we Shemites.